What's up, dudes? I just heard the second wave of starseeds have been activated. So, if you feel like you may be a starseed, and what is a starseed? You may not know any of these kind of spiritual concepts. It might seem like before your awakening, it might have seemed like a bunch of hippie granola shit. That's what I used to say. And I used to say, oh, you're on your journey. But journey is like the only word for it. Adventure sounds too fun because it's brutal. Task doesn't sound magical enough. So it's definitely a journey. And if you have been thrust into a brutal spiritual awakening, Spirit might have sent you to me. Somehow you came across this knowledge because I'm a member of your soul family. I'm a galactic, I hear tick-tock, tick-tock. I'm a galactic professor, and I'm throwing down some information. And knowledge is the key to freedom, and you can feel better. So, you may be going through a deep spiritual depression. You may be thrust into some cleanses of serious core wounding that just started without you even trying to start it. I call those bog bodies. So we're getting down to basics now in spirituality concepts. I see a mother hen grabbing a bunch of chicks and saying, come here, come under my breast. Yes. So some people got thrust out of the fucking fire and are like, what the fuck? Here comes Spirit sent in Solid Goldie, the archetype of Solid Goldie, the go-go dance line cheerleader hippie chick. Yeah. Throw some water on you. You're still alive. You've had a spiritual awakening. So have I, and so have a bunch of other people. We all exist in Healedville. You were in a reality called Grossville. And this is something that happens to you. It's not something you just choose, I'm going to be more spiritual. This is an experience that happens to you. And there's no getting around it. You're going to have to accept that this has happened to you. It's happened to a bunch of other people too. And you're not alone, even if you feel like you're alone. So there is a concept called the dark night of the soul, and it's longer than a night. And I'm going to put some history on how we got. There's a wonderful clip that talks about the dark night of the soul and about God as more of a force, like Star Wars, like the Force. Like it's an aha moment where you realize God is nothing but everything at the same time. It's more of a Star Wars Force type thing than an omnipresent masculine being staring down at us. But this Force is a watcher and a protector and a lover. And so you may be very, very lost. You may have had a collapse of false reality. It's called a tower in tarot. The tower. I'm going to see if I can find a tower card. Hold on. Darlings, get ready. Black and white. Back at the lake. Rainy night. We made it in right before the rain, remember? Our past life. Are you there? Are you back at the lake? Rainy night. Do you see it? You've had a tower, darling. Okay. Did you see it? Were you there at the lake on a rainy night? You saw it, you magical being, you. So I'm trying to find a picture of the tower because, oh, look there's a Pisces is stuck in here. Pisces might have took forever to make up their mind. All right. Spirit says, go with your Six of Cups relationship from your past life. A corn silk kid. Okay. Six of Cups relationships are a person, when you meet them, you're like, I fucking love you. I feel like I know you already. You do, because that's your friend in your past life that you fuck around with. Cletus and Butthole. The generic Beavis and Butthead. Yeah. It's like the person, it's your relationship where you laugh. Your inner child loves each other. You love fucking around with each other. Playing. All right, here's the tower. The dark night. The tower usually leads to the dark night. So let's look at it. That looks scary as fuck, doesn't it? Look at those people. So the lesson of the tower is it's a major change. It's where spirit comes in and takes over. And so if you look, these two people were stuck in the tower. The tower is a jail. It's imagine the tower on a castle. It's not the dungeon, but it's the tower. And for some reason, in some aspect in your life, you were stuck in a tower and you could not get out. And so what Spirit did was sent a lightning bolt to the tower and blows the tower up. And you have no choice because you got flung out of the tower. And you land and the whole tower is rubble all around you. Whatever it is, your life just fucking blew up on that. And it was traumatic, hardcore, brutal. And this is where a lot of people might be. Stunned, confused. What the fuck just happened in my life? I've had a tower. But you've been set free. And so that's the message of the tower. And this tower always gets destroyed because it was built on a faulty foundation. So imagine the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That's always going down. It was built, you can put all the scaffolding up you want, whatever. It's always going down. Because it was never built on a strong foundation. It was built on a faulty foundation. And so Spirit said, enough being stuck. Boom, you're going down. My darling, now you are free. So that's where a lot of people are when the dark night hits. They're laying in the dust in the rubble of the tower, dazed and confused, I hear. The movie Dazed and Confused might mean something. I love muscle cars. And that's when Spirit sends in your soul family to help you through this very, very brutal awakening. And so Spirit has sent forth a lot of people who've had the second wave of Starseed. So if you're a Starseed, you're just living your life. You might be highly intelligent, very creative. Right now, arts and entertainment are the oldest form of healing. And so arts and entertainment is anything you can think of, like artists, obviously, dancing, music, acting, entertaining, performing. It's also athletics. It's also tech. That's all part of arts and entertainment. And these starseeds are getting activated So they can work in conjunction with spirit. You're getting pulled from the 3D into the 4D. And the 3D and the 4D exist at the same time on planet Earth. And you have to radically accept there are two kinds of people. Those that can understand the intelligence and those that cannot. Those that cannot will make fun of you, ridicule you, whatever. They're Neanderthals who think that they know more than they don't understand. They're gorillas who can't understand you're making a souffle, even though we both have the thumb. So once you surrender to that, which can be mortifying, scary, horrible, because spirit starts removing people from your life. Abusers, people who don't get to be in your presence anymore. And so it will start like when you throw a rock into water and there's all those rings. It'll start on the outside one. And it'll be like some random school mom that for some reason you always felt like you had to suck up to every time you saw them. Yeah, now you don't give a shit anymore. Yeah, done. Cleared that one. Next ringing. And then it starts getting tighter and tighter and closer to people you care about that you may have put projections onto. You yourself in your wounded state projected out who you wanted that person to be. And in your awakening now, you are going to be forced to see who that person truly is and what they may do or not do for your highest good of who you are. And so all these false realities that you have had get removed, and you are forced to see people for who they truly are, not who you want them to be. And it can be brutal. It can be brutal. Because they're still existing in the 3D where they're projecting all over the place, vibing so freaking low, and it's horrifying. And so there's a traumatic part of it too, where spirit, it's like very Walking Dead, where you say, not you. Like, not you. And then there's Sophia shuffling out of the barn. And so it can be very sad, the awakening, and very brutal. And the reason why it's happening is you have some sort of purpose. Your light, your beautiful brain is getting called upon by the universe as if you were some sort of military type person. Think about it that way. And you got drafted, so you better get on board, because this is going to happen whether or not you want it to happen. And so you'll just be living your life. If you've had a visitation from an otherworldly being, if you've seen a glitch in the system, if you've seen something, if you've seen supernatural things, paranormal things, anything like that, I believe you. I believe you. Because what happens is you get pulled from the 3D into the 4D. And the veil is so very thin, especially if you are a sensitive, a clairvoyant, a psychic, a very sensitive person, anything like that. There will now, for the rest of your life, you've been activated, you now see, the veil has been removed. This is going to be the rest of your life now. So, surrender. And surrender means, I admit that this has happened. I admit that this is truly happening. And I am loving and lovable enough to experience this. Whatever this higher thing is, and I'm just going to let it be a question mark, because I can drive myself crazy trying to figure it out. And me as a human being in this state of evolution right now is not capable of comprehending what that is, but it exists and it loves me too. It loved me enough to set me free. So a lot of times the dark night is so dark, you may feel like you want to blow your flame out. And I'm here to say, whatever you do, do not blow your flame out. You are at the worst part of the slam called the tower. Imagine Super Bowl when we whipped him so hard as a kid to see if it could hit the ceiling. You got whipped so hard you're hitting the ceiling 3 times. That's how high you're destined to go into the light. But you can't have the light without the dark. And so you got the big giant Super Bowl slam called the tower. But I promise it's going to get better. And so sometimes you just need somebody to tell you what's going on. And then you have hope. So if you are hopeless right now, there is some free hope. First of all, I love you, and I hope you love you. You're not alone. You're in the darkest part of the dark night of the soul. I'm going to put some information when I'm going to try to do it through my phone. So I don't think it allows me to copy and paste the titles through my phone. So I'm just going to put like Dark Night of the Soul and then a link. Now, I promise I'm not nefarious linking. It will bring you right to the information. If you still don't feel comfortable clicking the link, I totally understand, but I promise it'll go right to the information. It's another video here on YouTube. And if you don't want to do that, you can click on playlists and you can scroll through a bunch of playlists till you get to the bottom where there's a playlist called Lessons from the Journey. And you'll find a bunch of information there that I'm going to link. But this will just be a shortcut to bring you right to those videos. So I'm gonna link some really informative videos for people who just got reset to a 0. So what's happening is you got reset to a 0. Spirit is now making you I hear Jesus take the wheel. So it's not Jesus, it's not a Christian thing, but we can learn really great ideas and concepts from every religion. And so let's just think of the concept Jesus take the wheel. Yeah, Jesus took the wheel. And however you can comprehend that, that's what has happened to you. And now this is happening. And so you are going to feel better. Knowledge is the key to freedom. I don't have anything on over my headphones. I just like the kind of muffled noise when I'm channeling. So you're getting sent through a cleanse. And that's when all these issues, whether or not you want to deal with them, bubble up. And you have to birth them. And it's a constant death and rebirth of serious core trauma wounds. And I call them bog bodies. They're issues that we push down. We might not even realize we push them down somewhere in our gut. And they have been mind fucking us for too long. Our second brain, our gut. And so spirit has to clear out that energy. And so I call them bog bodies because we all learn about those mummies in those bogs. All of a sudden a bog rips open, that everything's perfect. Here comes a 1,000-year-old bog mummy. Oh my God, it got sacrificed. How did it get sacrificed? You start birthing them from your childhood core traumas and wounds. whether or not you want this to happen, it happened. And it's happening. And so knowledge is the key to freedom. There are people that can feel better if they just learn about what's happening and accept this magical way of life was your destiny. And there's nothing evil, demonic, icky about what's happening. It's a higher living thing that is putting you through the cleanse super fast. So hold on and ride it out, because it's going to get better. And you're going to be a completely different person when it's all done. But it's never really done. You now have a new reality. But it will settle down. And that new person is your authentic self. And you'll find you'll have less anxiety attacks, less panic attacks. You'll be more comfortable in your body. You'll have a glow from within. You'll see yourself how you actually are. You'll see other people how they actually are. You'll see beauty in a ton of things. Right now, you may be getting your chakras cleared out. And that sounds, if you've never really been into these kind of words, it does sound kind of hippie. Just think of them as energy ports throughout your body, and think of it in like a plumbing way. You got clogged up, and then you got used to what it feels like to live all clogged up, and now spirit plunged ya. Jammed a pipe cleaner down ya. A plunger, a pipe cleaner might mean something. And now all this energy is moving. You may find, like, why am I inappropriately emotional? I'm fucking weeping at a commercial. Yeah, that will settle down. It's part of the spiritual awakening. And what has happened is your emotions got turned back on. You were just used to this muted that had been for so long. And so if you are a sensitive, you may have grown up with righteous butthurt. I call it righteous butthurt. It usually starts with phrases like, why didn't you? How couldn't you? How could you? That was so fucked up. All of that. And it's this giant vice on your heart, the righteous butthurt. And it's righteous because you have a reason to be butthurt. And so when you understand there's two kinds of people on planet Earth, and your kind can feel feelings negative 1,000, which is really fucking sad, over to positive 1,000, which is totally fucking happy. And you slide in between. It never dawned on you that there are other people that don't feel feelings the same way as you. Say what? Yes, the other kind. Which you usually are saying, how could you? Why didn't you? That vice on your heart. They can only feel feelings, and they can only comprehend feelings, the other kind of people. Now imagine a calculator that just says E. It can't do it. They can only comprehend, the saddest they can comprehend is 0, and the happiest is 100. So when you're plugging in at negative 999, really fucking sad, yeah, they're erroring out at 0. So when you comprehend that, like you're literally accept the mission, you're literally expecting a gorilla to make you a souffle because they got the thumb. It's never going to happen. And if you can get there spiritually to where you say, can I blame this gorilla for not making me a souffle? Then the righteous butthurt lessens up a little bit. And so that's where Spirit's trying to get you to. Because we never realized other people aren't living the same way we are. What the fuck? So if you're thrust into a very deep spiritual depression, if you're going through kind of supernatural things, I'm going to post what a starseed is, and you will get activated. You'll just live your life, and all of a sudden something will happen, and now everything's all supernatural, weird, fucking scary ass, glitchy and shit, synchronicities all over the place. And you may be like, am I going crazy? Terrified? You may see number synchronicities all the time, 1111, 1234, 333. You might be just sitting at your fucking computer, doing your thing. All of a sudden you're like, what time is it? It's 111. That's interesting. What a coincidence. 111. Doing your computer, not even thinking about the time. Talk to a coworker, whatever. You're like, oh, what time is it now? It's 222. What the fuck? Then this is fucking weird. Then you do something, then you go out, then you're like, yeah, you're living your thing, you do whatever. And then you go and you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go turn off the computer. It's 555. What in the fuck? Yeah, that's number synchronicities. And so, Carl Jung explained them as meaningful coincidences. And you can drive yourself crazy trying to figure out what it is. And so what I say is, it's a little sprinkle of glitter on your day from Spirit. It's a tiny little miracle for you. And just let it be that. It's magic. It's Spirit playing with you. And you get this opportunity to have these meaningful coincidences that are not coincidences at all. And instead of saying, wow, what a weird coincidence, you can start saying, thank you, Spirit, or thank you, universe, or thank you, God, source, ancestors, the force, aliens, whatever you call it. I call it all of the above. And then Spirit understands, yeah, this one wants to play. We'll play. So this is not, it doesn't have to be a terrifying experience if you know what's happening. And smaller cultures and in tribes and things like this in the past, if people recognized somebody was going through an awakening, they would team them up with somebody who's already been awakened as a guide. Because other people who haven't been awakened can't understand that this is something that happens to you. And it can be very painful and it can be very lonely. So I'll put a link to what a starseed is. I'll put a link to the history of the dark night of the soul. There's another great video where this man talks about signs of an Kundalini awakening, and you may not even realize you're going, this is what this is. There's another wonderful, all these people, after you get, a lot of times healers, as me as well, are galactic professors, people who step into Emperor and Empress energy. So the Emperor protects the community and the Empress loves the community. And that's the energy we all strive to get to. You're not just, like, the Empress doesn't just love her family. Her community is also her family. And that's the same thing with the Emperor. And he protects his community. And everybody loves the Empress. Sometimes the Emperor has to be a galactic father, which is kind of like sad trombone on the situation. Like, everybody, go to bed already. It's late. I'm telling you now, turn out the light. Oh. Sad trombone. Galactic father energy right there. Yeah, why? Because the next day there's something really fun planned, and now everybody's well rested and they can enjoy the big event. So the Emperor isn't just that kind of crotchety Aries energy. It's a wise energy. All right? So there's that message. So I'll put some different things, and then this other woman, she does an excellent video where she talks about how to get through the dark night of the soul. Like, she's a holistic psychologist, I believe, or a holistic healer, something like that. And and here's the deal. If you can find a therapist and a spiritual guide, you're doing great. If you can, but your therapist needs to understand what a spiritual awakening is. If you can't afford a therapist or find a therapist, there is help out there called spiritual guides, but they are not licensed therapists. Like, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm a galactic professor. And Spirit likes my library skills, where I can guide people to really healing divine information that different galactic professors around YouTube are giving away for free. So now, I'm not affiliated with anybody. Spirit just wants the collective to learn the lesson that these people so generously put out. And a lot of healers know how fucking brutal the dark night is. And a lot of people were at the precipice themselves of blowing their flame out. And so a lot of people understand. They do, like, a lot of awakened people do not say, I suffered, therefore you have to suffer too. No, they say, I suffered, so I learned the shortcut now to tell it to you. And we help people into Healedville. So I'll put a lot of that really healing information on there too. And then finally, there's an excellent pep talk by another galactic professor. And it's called something like Pep Talk for Lonely Light Workers. And it's an example where they say, I don't know what I'm going to say right now, but here I go. Yeah, they're channeling. That's what channeling is. Where you just feel called to push play, and like what I did just now, and you just bring forth the information. And that's a beautiful, beautiful message that gets sent through. So Spirit might be sending in a salve for some deep soul sickness, some guidance to tell you what is actually going on. And somebody who says, I believe you. I don't judge anyone. We all do buffoony and horrible like, why did I say that? Why was I such a buffoon? Why did I, like, ego flex so bad right before we have a tower or get pulled in from Grossville into Healedville? You may look back at people that you used to resonate with and be like, I don't resonate with this at all. It's because you've changed vibrations. And they're still vibrating. There's people who will never leave Grossville. No, they love it there. They might have clung on to you and held you back in Grossville, where you had, I hear glowing up, where you have a destiny in Healedville with a bunch of other cool, healed people who went through the exact same experience. Not the okay. I hear, my journey may not have been the same as yours, but if we meet in the path, may we offer each other encouragement. That's the vibe over in Healedville. So, if you've had a spiritual awakening and your partner, your person, your whoever insists on existing in Grossville, it won't work. It won't work. It's just two different vibrations. So, let's talk about Healdville. Healdville is where you have a bunch of opportunities, divinely guided things, fun, laughing, relaxing, breathing out, working hard, making money. So you have to shake off all this negativity that attached to you in Grossville. And some of it is going to be brutal. It's called radical acceptance, where you have to radically accept this is just how it is. And I'm not going to slow my roll down the path to Healdville. I'm going to confidently stride forward to Healdville. I'm not dinking around. I'm not lollygagging. I'm not slow roll walking to see if this tantrumer over in Grossville going to chase me. No. I'm going to my destiny and all the cool people in Healdville who are waiting for someone cool like you, like me, like all the people destined to Healdville, waiting for you. So surrender. You are loving and lovable enough that this is happening. And now it's time to start learning about what is happening. Because your mind can comprehend it and you can feel better. And it's amazing how much you feel better. You just got to birth all those issues. And the Spirit is forcing you to look the devil in the fucking face. And then when you do, it fades away. So imagine your vessel, it's all energy. So imagine your body is your vessel, and we use different words so we can understand in a different way. If we use the same word over and over, it starts to lose meaning. So imagine your body is a vessel, and if you're my age, a Kool-Aid pitcher from when you were a kid. And we all know what the package of Kool-Aid in the water without the sugar tastes like. It tastes fucking nasty. And in your Kool-Aid pitcher, you have a bunch of bog bodies at the bottom. You've got the water in there, the Kool-Aid packet, and there is no fucking room for the sugar. These bog bodies are taking up the space in the pitcher because the water's filled all the way to the top. And your Kool-Aid is fucking nasty. So what Spirit does is awakens these issues and they float to the top and you have to deal with them. And as soon as you do, the energy inside you, the water goes down a little bit because that thing is gone now. Spirit immediately puts in sugar. And you're like, oh my God, I feel better. And then boom, here comes another one, more sugar. So it's like a cut and a salve, a cut and a salve. And before you know it, it snowballs into, oh my God, I feel better. I feel better. Oh my God, I'm feeling good. That's because you got alchemized by Spirit. Because you are loving and lovable. All right, so there's the message. Yeah, you're not fucking nasty. No, you're fucking good. And look at you. You're fucking high.